Hello, everyone, and welcome to my brand new podcast, Breaking the Silence, a podcast designed to shatter the stigma surrounding mental health. Welcome to episode 1 of Breaking the Silence. Today, obviously, we're going to be talking about breaking the silence, shattering the stigma, and starting the conversation surrounding mental health. And that's important. The first thing we need to do is start the conversation surrounding mental health. And we can only do that by finding the courage inside and share our story and inspire other people to share their story. Because the stigma surrounding mental health has always been there. The stigma surrounding mental health disorders and mental illness has always been there. It always will be there. But it's also something that we need to understand that we need to challenge. We need to try and stop. We need to try and overcome. And we also need to move forward. And we can do that by helping each other, by supporting each other, by talking, by starting the conversation surrounding mental health issues. So today, it's important that you understand that I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to give you advice or treatment or anything. I'm just talking about my mental health issues. I'm someone with lived experience of mental health issues, and I'm just sharing my story in hope that that resonates with you and you're happy to share your story and you're happy to talk about your mental health, so you don't have to suffer in silence, so you don't have to go down the path that I went down. You don't have to do to yourself what I did to myself. You don't have to cut yourself. You don't have to hide away. You don't have to lock yourself behind closed doors. You don't have to cry in the darkness anymore. Break the silence surrounding mental health issues. Shatter that stigma when it comes to mental health issues. And we can do that together. That is why I created this podcast. That is why I entitled this podcast Breaking the Silence, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break the silence. I'm trying to show you that I've been through these mental health issues, and I've come out the other side. I tried to end my life. I tried to kill myself twice in 2022. 2 attempts on my life because of depression, PTSD, the flashbacks, the nightmares, anxiety, a hypertension disorder. I tried to end my life in 2022 twice, and I've been battling those mental health issues ever since. And it's now January of 2025, and I'm on the mend. I found the right counselor. She's inspired me to be better. She's inspired me to work through my issues. She's massively helped me understand what I've been through and what I've survived. I'm on the mend mentally. I'm on the mend physically. I've had my first knee operation. I had that in September, just gone. I'm now awaiting the second part of that surgery this month. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll have the second part of that surgery. And once I've done that, I'm free then to continue with my purpose. And my purpose has become helping people, talking to people about mental health, letting people know that it's okay to talk about your mental health issues, letting people know that it's okay to not be okay. You shouldn't have to suffer in silence anymore. You shouldn't feel so lonely that you cut yourself like I did. You shouldn't have to hurt yourself like I did anymore. You should be able to find the courage inside, because it is there. Let me tell you, the courage is there. You have the facility to change. You are capable of change. You are capable of talking about your issues. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Find that help. Reach out and find that inspiration to get help and support, because you deserve it. You deserve all the help and support that you need. But we have to help ourselves first. We have to open up. We have to discuss, and we have to talk about what's going on in our head, how we're feeling. We need to share those fears and anxieties in order for us to grow, in order for us to be better. And once you do find that courage to start talking, that's when you'll start feeling the weight lifting off your shoulders. That's when you'll start feeling better. That's when you'll start feeling less anxious, less tense. Overcome that fear and push right through your trauma. Push right through your mental illness, because let me tell you, you're stronger than your mental illness. You are. And you need to believe in yourself more. The only validation you need is inner validation. Anyone else's validation, it doesn't matter. Their opinions are irrelevant. The only validation you need is that self-validation inside. And if you accept that you need help, and if you accept that it's on you, you have some form of self-accountability, then you can change. You will change if you have those things. If you are honest enough with yourself to understand that whatever we've been through, or whatever we've put ourselves through, or whatever mistakes we've made, we've done those things. Stop blaming other people. Face those mistakes. Accept those mistakes. And use those mistakes as lessons to grow and become better and to move forward in life. And that's what breaking the silence is all about. It's starting a conversation. It's talking to people. It's connecting with people. It's allowing people to feel safe, allowing people to open up, allowing people to express themselves in whatever way they want to. Because they shouldn't suffer in silence. They shouldn't. Why should they suffer in silence? Episode 1 of this new podcast, Breaking the Silence podcast, we will shatter the stigma surrounding mental health. Because stigma and discrimination has no place in today's world. Stigma and discrimination has no place when it comes to talking about mental health issues, because mental health issues and mental illness is very fucking real. And it can get very real very fucking fast. And believe me, I've been there. In those dark fucking moments, I've been there. I accepted and I wanted my life to end. In February of 2022 and May of 2022, I tried to take my life because I was unhappy with myself. I was unhappy with my life. I was unhappy with the person who I was, the person who I was becoming, the character I was playing. I was unhappy with me. And it was my fault. No one else's fault but mine. I know that now. I have that accountability. I have that honesty with myself to know that you brought this on yourself by not opening up. You brought this on yourself by not dealing with your issues when you should have dealt with them. But you got the help. You reached out. You found a counselor. You found a therapist. You're getting treatment. You're changing. I understand that now. That person who I was a few years ago died. It's gone. I don't recognize that person anymore who I was in 2022. That person who tried to take his life, that person doesn't exist anymore. I had to hit rock bottom. I had to hit the darkest depths of depression in order to be born again. And I am born again. I feel like a different person. I act like a different person. I know I'm a different person. I treat people with respect, with dignity. I want to help people. I have that nature about me. My emotional intelligence has risen because I've dealt with all of these feelings. I've dealt with all of these episodes. I've dealt with all these issues, and I've worked through them. So I have lived experience of coming back from the brink of death to finding new hope, to finding new purpose. And I did that by breaking my silence. So break your silence. Shatter the stigma that you have and move forward and overcome the fear. Overcome the fear and the challenge of speaking up. Because let me tell you, it takes immense bravery and immense courage and a big set of fucking bollocks to talk about your mental health issues and admit that you need help and admit that you're vulnerable. It takes balls of steel to do that. And I've shown plenty of balls over the last few years to survive. And I know that now. It was self-harm. I damaged myself. I did it to myself. But I also survived it, and I also come back from it myself with the help of my therapist and my counselor, because I needed that help. I'm the only one that could make the change. I'm the only one that can reshape my thoughts. I'm the only one that can reshape them into positives. But my counselor, my therapist, taught me how. She showed me the way. But you're the one that has to put the work in. You're the one that has to find that acceptance. No one else can do that for you. No one else can find that acceptance for you. No one else can hold you as accountable as you can hold yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Use your mistakes as lessons, as knowledge, and become better, one day at a time. But share your story, break your silence, shatter your stigma. And you will feel empowered to become the best version of yourself. Because living a life of purpose, now that's a life worth living. So find your purpose, find that hope, find that light. Use that big heart of yours and give yourself the love that you deserve. Give yourself the credit that you deserve. And then show other people how important they are as well, by inspiring them to talk about mental health issues, by letting them know that it's okay to talk about your mental health issues, and sharing stories and helping each other. We can become the best version of ourselves by lifting other people up, by lifting other people up, by raising other people up. We become the best version of ourselves, because I think we all are the best version of ourselves when we're doing things to help other people. Because seeing those other people benefit from what you're doing is satisfaction that you can't buy. That feeling of I helped them, that feeling of I showed them the way, that's massive. That's fucking massive. And it's massive to break your silence. It's massive to shatter the stigma. And it's massive to be vulnerable in an open forum. Be vulnerable. Be live. I'm live on YouTube now. I've got no one watching, but I'm still live talking about mental health issues. Still promoting my new podcast. This is episode 1 of Breaking the Silence. And I will continue this podcast as a weekly episode every week, trying to break the silence, trying to shatter the stigma, trying to support, trying to inspire, trying to help other people. Because I know where they've been. I've been where they are. That darkness that they're feeling, that loneliness that they're feeling, that pain that they're feeling, I've lived it. I sat with it. I fucking dealt with it. I faced it fucking head on. And here I am today. It tried to break me, and it almost broke me twice. I almost gave in to the pain twice. I almost took the easy way out twice. But I'm still fucking here, and you can still be here. You have that strength too. You have that strength too. Don't fucking give up on yourself. Don't ever give up on yourself. And don't ever let anyone make you feel bad about yourself, because they have no fucking right to. They haven't walked your path. They haven't lived your life. They can't be in your journey because it's yours. The only validation you fucking need is the one in here. The self-validation. Other people's opinions are irrelevant. It's just noise. They're projecting their fears and their insecurities about their own life because they can't face what they've been through. They can't face that they might have done something wrong. They can't admit that they might have made mistakes in the past. They can look at themselves and say, I was wrong. But you have the strength to do that. So fuck them and anyone else who thinks that people can't change, because they can. And they do every single day, all across the fucking world. Every single day, people make changes. People make change happen. And you can be one of those people. And if you're not, go fuck yourself. What you talking about, you slippery cunt? People can make fucking change. People can make fucking dreams happen. It's real. Manifestation is real. Learning from your own mistakes is real. Growing is real. Maturity is real. And life can be beautiful if you want it to be. If you overcome your fear. If you overcome the stigma. And if you break your silence, your life can be beautiful again. Get the help that you need. Get the help that you deserve. And if all you want to do is be negative and criticize people and hate on people, just go fuck yourself and take your hatred elsewhere, because this channel, this podcast, this community is about growth, empowerment, love, support, compassion, friendship, and everything else in between. I want to build a safe environment where people can come and feel like they're valued, feel like that they're wanted there, because you're all wanted on my channel. You're all welcome on my channel. You're all welcome to be part of my mental health community. And I want you to be. I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment. I want you to like and share my videos, because the message is so important. There's different aspects of the message. It's breaking the silence surrounding mental health, shattering the stigma surrounding mental health, challenging discrimination surrounding mental health, understanding your worth, knowing your value, and understanding that you are enough. You are enough, and the world is a better place with you in it. That's the only mindset you need to have. Focus on you. Block everything else out. Focus on you. What are you doing today that's going to make your life better tomorrow? What are you doing today that's going to improve your chances of success tomorrow? Are you researching? Are you educating yourself? Are you getting treatment? Are you working with therapists, life coach, doctor, counselor, whatever? Whatever it may be. What are you doing today? But you have to make a decision. You have to make a change. You have to make a choice. And you need to follow through on that choice. Don't give up. Don't give in. And never, ever, ever, ever let anyone make you feel bad about yourself again. Because you don't deserve it. They have no right. And your mental health matters. It matters. My mental health matters. Everyone's mental health matters. So only together can we grow something that can be something special, that can help so many people across the world who are suffering in silence. That only happens through growth. That only happens through gaining a bigger community, by subscribing, by sharing the video, by joining the lives. I want people to join my lives. I want people to join this podcast every week and ask me questions, and I can ask them questions. I want to listen to them. I want to know their story. I want to know what they've been through. I want to know what they've survived. I want all of those things. I want to interact with you. I want to interact with my viewers. I want to help people as best as I can. I can only give you advice because I've been through certain things, and I can only tell you what I did. I'm like I said before, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. So by no means am I offering any sort of professional help for that, because that's not me. All I am is someone who's willing to talk and willing to listen when it comes to mental health issues. I'm willing to listen to your story. I'm willing to talk about your story. I'm willing to interact about your story. I'm willing to be honest with you. I'm willing to be honest with myself, because if you're not honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with anyone else. So everything that I've been through, everything that I've survived, I caused. But what I also understand is I can't change it now. It's gone. So what can I do with it? How can I reframe it into something positive? Well, I'll use those things, those mistakes, those errors, I'll use those as lessons, as knowledge, and I will never repeat them, and I will use them to move forward in my life and grow as a human being, as a man, as a father. Use your mistakes, use your traumas, use your past as motivation and growth and lessons in order to become the person you want to be. But it's so important that you break the silence. It's so important that you shatter stigma, and it's so important that you understand your worth and your importance to this world. Because let me tell you, you will be missed if you weren't in this world. Someone out there loves you. Someone out there is inspired by you. Someone out there is encouraged by you and your story and your content. A lot of people are suffering in silence around the world, thinking that they've got nowhere to turn, thinking that they're on their own, thinking that their life is over. It's not. Their life has just begun. I had to hit rock bottom. I had to hit the darkest, deepest, saddest points of depression in order to be reborn again. I had to try and kill myself twice in order to be reborn again. I had to experience that. I had to survive those lows. But I come back fucking swinging, and I come back fucking fighting for people who are suffering with mental health issues. I'm an advocate for mental health now. I want to help people. I want people to find my channel. I want people to experience my channel in a positive way and be a positive influence on the world. And I can only do that, obviously, if you guys watch, share, like, comment, and subscribe. Because you guys, the YouTube viewers, you all hold the power. You viewers on YouTube, you hold the power. You can control a channel's success or a channel's failure. You hold the power. Do you think mental health and breaking the silence is an important message? Are you a mental health advocate? Do you agree that we should raise mental health awareness? Do you agree that mental health matters? If you agree with all of those things, then this is the channel. This is the channel. This is the podcast that needs to be shared, that needs to be subscribed to, that needs to be watched, followed, and listened to. The messages are those. And if you agree with those messages, then you're on the right channel. You're part of the right community. So like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not watching live, get in the comments below and let me know how you're doing, how your mental health is. Let me know what topics you would like me to cover on this podcast, on Breaking the Silence podcast. Maybe episode 2, we can do a podcast full of your questions. We can do a live Q&A. Maybe in episode 3, we can talk and discuss about what's going on around the world in the news when it comes to mental health treatment and stuff like that. There's many things we can do with the podcast. There's many things we can do with Breaking the Silence podcast. But the essence the essence of the podcast is the message: breaking the silence around mental health, shattering the stigma around mental health, changing people's perception and mindset when it comes to mental health. And you matter. Your silence can be heard. I want to listen. I want to know your story. I want to know what you've been through. I want to know what you survived. I'm eagerly awaiting your stories to listen to, because I want to be inspired by you. I want to be inspired by your stories. I want to be inspired by what you've been through in order to grow. I'm growing anyway by sharing my story, by working with my counsellor. But hearing your stories and your success stories will inspire me even more. So I want to interact with people. I want a back and forth conversation. I want people to come in a live chat. I want positive comments. I want feedback. I want to listen. I want to educate, and I want to talk. I want to be a small part of whatever mental health journey that you're on. This podcast is a small part of that. But I want it to be an interactive podcast. I want it to be something where you feel involved, where you feel like it's not just me talking about my mental health issues, where you feel valued, where you feel like you're important, because I want you to feel that importance. I want you to feel that important because your views, every time you subscribe, every time you watch any of my videos, anytime you share any of my videos, you give me purpose. Just by watching something I've done, you continue to what's the word I want to use? You continue to reinforce my purpose about helping people. By liking, commenting, and subscribing, you're giving me purpose. And I can never thank you enough for everyone that's watched any of my videos. Anyone that's ever commented on any of my videos. You don't know how much that means to me. You gave me purpose. You played a part in the last few years of me turning my life around, and I'll never be able to repay you for that. All I'll be able to do is keep coming on YouTube, producing mental health content, going live. This podcast will be a weekly episode on a Thursday, and I hope to gain it to a place where it's, a massively interactive podcast, where we can do polls in the live chat, where we can have discussions via the live chat, where you guys can leave a super chat, whether you guys want a shout out, whether you guys, want to be a part of the channel with, memberships. I need to get to that level first. I need to get the channel to that level first. But this channel is, as much as it is for me, is for you. Because I didn't do this for myself. I did this that someone like me to show. I did this to show that someone like me can talk about mental health, then you can do it. If anyone can do it, if I can do it, then anyone can do it. Because I was a fucking nightmare a few years ago. Fucking hell, I don't recognize that person anymore. I was a fucking prick sometimes, and I've made many fucking errors in my life, but I've changed, and I changed through support, through help, and I changed through therapy and counseling. And you can do that too. You don't have to continue living the life that you currently have if you don't want to. You have the power to make a change. Stop hurting yourself. Stop beating yourself down, beating yourself up because of the past, because it's a pointless exercise. Nothing can change the past now. It's gone. Please understand that. Please understand that you don't have to go through this anymore on your own, because you don't. This community, this podcast, this message is for you. Break the silence. Break your silence. And to all the people out there who are just negative, to all the people out there that needs to grow up, to all the people out there that think that everything else is everyone else's fault and not theirs. To everyone out there who thinks that that they do nothing wrong, that they've never made a mistake in their life, that they've never made an error, and that everything that's happened in their life is everyone else's fault. How about you just grow up, wind your neck in, and stop being a cunt? And look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. That person looking back at you, that's your fucking problem. Look closer to home and deal with your issues. Look closer to home and have some self-accountability. And be accountable for your own decisions. Be accountable for your own life. Understand that every choice you made, you did that. Don't be a cunt. Don't be a prick. Don't be nasty. Don't be negative. Just be fucking truthful with yourself. Like I was. I had to face many things, and I had to admit and put myself in the most vulnerable positions in order for me to change, in order for me to become better, in order for me to grow as a human being. I had to admit my flaws. I had to admit my mistakes. I had to admit my problems were self-caused. All the scars that I've left out of myself. I've done those things to myself. I have to admit that. I accept that. You need to accept it. And if you're not, and you just want to continue to come on social media, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever it may be, and you just want to be a cunt, then, fuck off. That's all I gotta say. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. But if you want to be part of a growing mental health community, if you're ready to make change, if you're ready to live a life of purpose, if you're ready to self-reflect, if you're ready to change, if you're ready to use your mistakes and your past as knowledge and lessons to move forward, then this is the channel, this is the podcast, this is the community that you need to be a part of, because there's no one more honest with me now than me with myself, because I can look at myself in a mirror and admit my mistakes, admit my flaws, admit my errors, and admit I was wrong. I'm strong enough to do that. You need to be strong enough to do that. Break your silence. Break your silence. And shatter the stigma surrounding mental health. This episode number 1 was all about introducing the new podcast and explaining what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about, what I want it to be, what I want it to look like. And I want an interactive podcast where I can engage with my viewers, where I can listen to your stories and be inspired by your stories. That's what I want this podcast to be. So break your silence and shatter the stigma surrounding mental health. Thank you all for watching episode number 1. If you're not watching live, get in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to join me next week live, so we can interact, so we can talk to each other. Happy to take your questions. Maybe episode 2, like I said, can be a live Q&A. Happy to take your questions. I'll be as honest as I can. Or we can make episode 2 about a certain topic. Just get in the comments below, let me know. Smash a like on the video, share, and don't forget the most important thing, subscribe to the channel, because every time that you subscribe and every time someone subscribes, the message gets bigger, the message gets more powerful, and the channel becomes something great, not just for me, for everyone who suffers with mental illness. And that's important. I'm not the important one. The message is the importance. That's the thing that needs to grow. And I want to grow with that. I want to be a part of that, and I want you to be a part of that. Don't be a slippery cunt. Don't be a prick. Be a nice human being. And if you don't want to be nice and you just want to live a life of hate, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, wind your neck in, and go fuck yourself. Thank you for watching the episode 1 of Breaking the Silence podcast. I'll look forward to seeing you all next week on episode 2. And my final message, guys, and the most important thing, trust in the timing of your life. Take care. Goodbye.